Hello everybody. We're going to dive right in on this one. I've got some still images of the city Workhouse Castle in Kansas City, Missouri. Castle was inaugurated as the city's new workhouse and dedicated jail in 1897. The first few photographs we're going to take a look at here I actually took in 2013, which was well before I had any idea what I was looking at. I've only been into this research a little over a year. At this stage, everything was still cinder blocked up, and you couldn't really get any access to the inside. However, on some photos I've got on down the row here, we are going to get a little bit of a peek at the inside of this. And here we are back to 2025 with lines in the sky. Another interesting red brick building back there that I just noticed. This was the only thing on my mind at this point. However, there are a couple twin buildings directly across the street from this that seem to be built in a similar fashion. One of which they call the water department, and the other one is the street department, I believe. We're going to get a little bit of a sneak peek coming up here in a second. There they are. One of those actually is being used. I can't remember what they had going on in there. As you can see, somebody's knocked some cinder blocks out of a few points in this, which has given us a view of the inside. Right here we've got some red brick. I'm still questioning whether or not this was all red brick at one point in time, showing some of the same attributes as some transitioned brick that I've seen in other people's research. Just not quite making sense as to how this is so masterfully built and yet so janky looking. And somebody punched through this little opening in the front. That's where we're going to get our view here in just a second. And what you're going to see on the inside, I bet you can't guess. Get a little peek there. Oh, here we are. Red bricks. Some of which look to be in between the transitioning phase. Hoping to get back in here before they fence or gate this place off completely. Couple close-ups of these what look like stone blocks. I think they're transition brick. And here we've got the buildings that are across the street, as I mentioned, one of which seems to be repurposed again. And I'll be closing out with a postcard that I found circa 1907 off the Wikipedia page, which this has a dedicated page you're welcome to go check out if you're interested. Thanks for watching.